Well, today what I'm going to do is start finishing off these floating rafts that I have here in my floating raft system. And what I've got to do is drill holes in them so that I can put my net pot cups in there so that we can plant things in them. Now the way I do this, as you can see here, is I just have a hole saw, and I just saw the holes in there, and then you know, get all, every time I do this, you get the styrofoam all plugged up in the hole saw, and I got to pull those out. But anyway, so I'll get on with this, and we'll do this in fast motion so you can see how it's done. And then what we do is I'll take these over and set them down in the floating raft, and go get another one, and then drill those holes out too. Well, I finally got all of the holes drilled in all of the little floating rafts, and now I've got to go start planting the peas. Now you can see some of these here have got the little net cups in here already, and as you can see, that's what we're going to do, is we're going to fill up net cups with peas, and we're going to let them start to grow. Anyway, we're all done drilling the holes. This took me a little while because, as you can see, there's a lot of holes to drill. Anyway, so what we're going to do is start filling the net cups with the soil media, and what we'll probably use is something called perlite. And you can see some of that in here. See, it's like I think it's a volcanic rock or something like that. And that works pretty good. Now, some of these are going to be, well, here's an example of this. You can buy these little planter pots. You can buy those at any nursery store or box store. And these work pretty good too. But as you can see here, they're usually compressed when you buy them, and they expand when they're hydrated. See the bottom of that net cup versus the bottom of this net cup. Now you can see you can't put perlite in here because it'll all fall through the bottom. So these things work out pretty neat. So we're going to use some of those and some perlite. So we'll start planting right away, and hopefully these will come up in a few days. Yeah, there's a nice shot of the goldfish down there, waiting for warmer weather. As you can see, they are hibernating, but as you can see really well that they're not asleep like a bear, you know, goes to sleep. They just kind of hover around. They don't eat much, and then they do that until the water starts warming up, and they'll slowly start to come up to the surface and eat things. But they won't do that until the temperature gets well above 50 degrees. Now you see right now, I don't know if you can see that thermometer, but it says 44 degrees. So, as we get out of January and into February and into March later on, this water should start warming up. It'll get up to 60, 70 degrees during the normal growing season. And these things will get a lot more active. Okay, we're going to start planting these, and what I've got here, I don't know if that'll focus on that, but these are just some seeds I bought from Johnny's Seeds. These are just called shelling peas, premium whatever. So they're not any special kind of peas. But what I'm going to do is, as you can see, we've got one of these grow pots or these net pots, and I'm just going to just kind of push the seed down in there and kind of push it over, and basically just put it in there like that. Now it gets cold in here at night still, and peas should germinate anyway because they're not really sensitive to cold. So we'll plant all we've got here. Well, not all we've got. We'll plant this grow bed setup here I've got. We'll plant these all full of peas, and then we'll see how long it takes them to germinate. And I have just finished planting all of these floating rafts with peas now, except for this one. That's got some spinach in it. But all the ones on this side right here are all planted with peas, and we'll see how long it takes them to germinate. Now again, as I told you before, it gets chilly in here at night. Still gets below freezing in here sometimes. So, but that shouldn't really bother the peas too much. So we'll follow these and see how long it takes. Okay, here we've got a whole collection of these little, I guess you call them peat pots here. Anyway, this was, I pulled these out from under a shelf and they're all jumbled up. So what I'm going to do is try to put these all in their little slots where they belong. And then hopefully there's no leaks in this pan, because what I'm going to do is put water in here and let these all soak down. And then once they're soaked, plant peas in them. So we'll see how that goes. Well, okay, there we go. After a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, I've got them all stuffed in there. Now we're going to put them inside this grow box here. Now this grow box has got some heaters in it, so it'll help these germinate a little better. And here's this little grow box. You may have seen this before, but there's the heaters. They're just incandescent light bulbs. And I've already sprouted some spinach in here, but I think well, there's one coming up right there. I think they're all done. So what I'm going to do is take this out and put this in, and we'll plant peas in here. And the ones here that are still wet, that we haven't got any spinach coming up, I'm going to plant peas in there to let them finish off. Okay, well, it is the 14th of January today, and we have just finished planting in all of these little grow pots, and a few I spilled. There's a couple of seeds. Peas. So we're going to let them germinate and plant them out in the large greenhouse as soon as they're big enough. It should take a week, maybe two. So there we go, and we'll see how this turns out. Okay, we can see some positive signs in here. If you look, like for example, right there. I think you can see, where is that one? There it is. There you can see there's germination. Look at that. And there's one right there. And there's some, let's see if you can. Anyway, see, they're germinating. There's one right there. I see it. Germinating right there. Anyway, they're starting to germinate. So in a little bit, we can put these back out in the big greenhouse. And you can see the temperature there is 75 degrees. So that's a good temperature to germinate peas. Okay, it is the 26th of January today. So we've got a few days of germination here, but take a look here. Look, definite germination. There's no mistake. I think we'll leave this go for another day, and then we'll plant them out in the other greenhouse. Okay, it's the 22nd of January now. Let's take a peek, see how things look in here. Oh, look at that. Look, we got lots of sprouting. Yes, definitely. I think we'll wait another day and let that, there's one pulling a seed right out of there. We'll wait another day, and then we'll put these out in the greenhouse, in the grow bed there, that floating raft grow bed. Now remember, these are here where it's, what is the temperature there, 75 degrees or something like that. And these sprouted just in a few days. But these, planted out in the main greenhouse where it's a lot colder, haven't showed any signs of sprouting yet.